We pretty sure that was another a chill day because did we have 2 nights? We had so that next morning we left, right? Or did we have 2 nights there before we left before we started the hike?
Think
We had we
we came back to that because I hid your
Yeah,
clothes.
that's right. I just remember that.
Yeah,
I'm not happy how I handled that. I was
like
freaking
a
out.
like a
Like a
insubordinate little
freaking
child. It was fantastic.
little green noob on his first time out of the country.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't at that point. But first time with you, and again still didn't know how serious you were, how like we were trying to gauge each other, you know? Like at least I feel like I was. Not that I didn't trust you or anything, but I'm like, what's this dude about? Because I can't.
What's
You're
this guy's
difficult to
deal?
you're difficult to read sometimes.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think you're mysterious. I like that.
Women love mystery. That's the thing.
Yep, and so do I. Um,
Everybody loves a good
I'm not a
mystery.
woman though.
No.
No, definitely not. So yeah, we had. I know we came back through Cusco after we did Machu Picchu, but I think we stayed just that one night, right?
We did,
We
I think
we
it
had
was
a
one
breakfast
night.
there.
You know, actually, it might have been 2 nights because I remember the first night we did dinner with your friend and we had the guinea pig.
That's right. We had the guinea pig. Yeah, that
And then the
was
second night we got like pizza and try to list countries or some shit like that. But that guinea pig, man, that
was
was
gross.
disgusting. I can't,
Yeah,
that smell stayed with me for weeks.
yeah.
It was
Say
on my
I.
clothes. It was like a
Yep.
fried rat. There's no meat on it. It was
Yeah.
brutal.
I. I'll post a photo maybe in this because it looks horrifying. I was going through my hard drive, found all these photos of these dead animals. No,
Yeah.
not all these dead animals, but like all the guinea pig. It just very gross looking, not appetizing at all. And I just was telling that story to somebody the other day where that scent, the smell, and the taste, weeks. It's so long.
Yeah, it was brutal. And dude, little tangent here. I've been thinking about starting, speaking of animals, like a reverse petting zoo. What do you think?
Like where the animals pet you.
Yeah.
All right. What would be your star attraction?
Well, at this point, it would have to be a tiger because the people are
Tiger
going wild for tigers right now.
for
But
tiger
any kind of
expert.
animals can
Hey,
pet you.
we were on. We That's true.
Reverse petting zoo. Anyway,
We're
going on.
moving forward. Yeah. So we had the guinea pig mistake. Um, not recommended. Not recommended.
But, you know, it
Uh,
was an experience. It's one of
yes.
those things like in China where we had the scorpions. I'll never do that
We had
again,
this.
that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Scorpions. What else did we have? Well, we'll get into that one. That one's down the road too. China was that was a trip in itself. Um,
Quite literally.
yeah. So we had the guinea pig. Walked around that night. The little town square. Had an early morning that next morning, where this was a. I remember thinking, all right, what are we doing? Because you had set this part up, the whole like through this agency to get us this tour guide, right? So
That's right. Yeah.
early morning, we had like an hour cab ride to a train that dropped us off in the middle of nowhere. Like the
That
train
was
stopped,
cool.
like they're like, get off. I'm like, where?
Yeah.
What do we do? Um,
Side of the road.
and we had what was it got? Edgar or Eduardo?
Eddie.
Eddie. That's it. Eddie. Whatever. Yeah, that's right. He was just chilling there, and we started off. So we didn't do the entirety of the Inca Trail. We did a portion of it, right? It was a small portion. So we only had time for the day hike. But
Yeah.
but we hiked for, I mean, it was hours and hours, probably 10, 12 hours, right? By the time we got to the hostel,
It was not a
right?
easy hike. I remember it. It was a
It
whole
was
day.
it was the entire
Uh,
day.
and I'll tell you, it's even harder to do with a piece of metal in your shoe, which I
Yeah,
did
elaborate on that.
I'd say about a mile into probably a good 12, maybe 13 miles of the day. What up,
Yeah.
Coop? Um, I was like, Jordan, my foot hurts. Like, I think I got to take my boot off. And I had rented these boots because I didn't want to travel with boots or something. So I had
Yep.
rented them from the company. And so I put those on. We start hiking. A mile in, I'm like, we got to stop for a second. I take off my shoe, and I dump it out, and there's a piece of shrapnel about 2/4 lengths in size from World War II, just in my boot, digging into my skin.
It was
Like,
crazy.
how did I not know or feel anything? But yeah, got that right out of there. And it was started to rain. Remember, it was
Yeah.
pouring at the beginning of it.
Yeah, we had those stupid ponchos that they gave
Yeah,
us, which was very, very helpful. But yeah, it got super hot and humid.
Speaking
I
of
was
super
with
hot, Daniel Cooper.
Dan Cooper. I remember starting off with glasses on, and then they fogged up. I couldn't see anything. And these cliff faces were like, they were really steep with like, just enough of a path to walk on and not much
Yeah.
more than that. So I wasn't trying to, fall down the side of this cliff, this
Right.
mountainside. Yeah, so we made it through. I found one photo of you flip. So one thing that Eddie loved was you flipping me off. Every
He
time
did love
you gave me the bird, dude lost it. He just went. I remember very, very specifically. That was something he got a kick out of for whatever reason.
Yeah, he liked when I swore a lot.
Yeah,
And,
he liked me being offended. Yeah, he loved that stuff. So
he was a good guide.
he was a really good guide. He packed us some lunch. We stopped for lunch. It's just like a roll with some cheese on it or something, and like maybe like in a pickle or whatever.
Yeah,
But
the old Peruvian sack lunch.
Which we had one of those. Remember when we'll get in Puerto Malone the bag of chicken and French fries.
Yeah, also
Yeah,
another Peruvian classic.
So we kept going, right? Made it through, like, saw a couple alpacas along the way. Eventually, made it to. We came in through where the sun, I guess the east,
Sun
right?
Gate.
We came through the Sun Gate. Yeah, we came through the Sun Gate, which is where the sun shines through in the morning when the sun rises. So we came through the east side into Machu Picchu, saw everything, hiked down through it. We actually didn't spend any time other than just walking through to the front entrance of it that day because we were going to be coming back up the next morning to catch the sunrise. Yeah. You remember that dog that was running up and down those stairs with us as we were hiking the Inca stairs? Like the most painful, excruciating like moment of that trip was going up and down those steps.
I'd say going down was the worst.
Going down, yeah. It was
just harder on the
horrible.
knees, and it sucked. After 13 miles hiking, going down that steep of shit, it was just brutal.
It was unreal. And we had, I want to say it was probably about an hour of being on the stairs, hiking down, close to it. And then we had another 30-minute hike into the town where we were staying, Aguascalientes.
Aguascalientes.
That was a cool little town. Super touristy, but a lot of
we somehow managed to rally and go out that night.
Yeah, we did. I think we had more pizza that night, or maybe it was the next day.
Pizza's good if you're hiking, you need carbs, man. You got to load up.
You need to clog everything up with all that cheese.
That's why I eat fettuccine Alfredo like before every marathon.
Right before. Right before. Yeah.
Right, and then I tape my nipples up too.
You don't want those getting chafed.
Don't let them get chafed, boys and girls.
Nope. So the next morning we got up before the sun came up, and we hiked back up those stairs to catch the sunrise, which didn't happen because it was too cloudy and overcast. But it hadn't rained. Yeah. But throughout the day, the clouds went away, the sun came out, and we got to like walk around. So I remember that was one of the shifts in my worldview and how I remember specifically being there, how quiet and calm it was, even though there were tons of people around. I don't know if you had that same experience, but it was crazy quiet and just like, I don't want to say like mystical, but it was kind of like a magical experience to be there and see what was happening. Just straight out of the top of this mountain, cut off with this civilization that was just there.
Yeah, no doubt. That started my obsession with the 7 wonders of the world. That was my first one.
Yeah,
And then
same.
after that, it was on. I had to see them all, like, because you don't get there's a feeling you get when you're around, you know, these kind of attractions that
Yeah,
it's like mystifying, and you're a part of something greater than, you know, your own stupid ego. You're kind
right,
of connected to the past,
right.
and
Oh, for sure. Well,
and
especially
it's
this
you
one.
feel really small, and that's the
Right,
feeling I always like, is feeling really small and insignificant.
right. And this one was like it, though it was actually we found it could be easier to get to because there are buses and trains that take you right up to the gate
Oh
to pay
yeah, the
your admission.
cheaters. Right.
Yeah, it was definitely worth um, spending the time to like get there in a more of an adventurous, or I guess you could almost, I don't want to say proper, but you know, maybe proper way at least for the experience we were looking for, right? But to know, so I was doing a little bit of research trying to refresh myself on some of the history of Machu Picchu, which was they estimated it was about like around 1450 when it was first established, and they lasted about 100 years before everybody just kind of disappeared.
Right, that's
And
the
then,
scary thing about it. And then it wasn't
right,
discovered again, I think, till 1911.
yep, by
Uh,
Hiram Bingham, some dude from, I think he was from Yale, some like a historian or something like that.
right. And
Um,
that always freaked me out, that for hundreds of years that place was just there and nobody
right,
knew it was there.
which just like it begs the question of how many other places are like that, or
I don't
just
think
like
much
left.
anymore, but
Probably not, because like that was over 100 years ago now in which it was discovered. So
right.
Google Earth is an amazing thing. It can pretty much find anybody or anything at this point in time. Um, but
Google
yeah,
Earth is great because they can, if you go to Google Earth and you look at the undiscovered tribes of the Amazon, you can see them on Google Earth, and
that's
they're looking up
nuts.
like it's like it. They see the plane coming over, and in their worlds, they're like, "What the heck is this thing
Yeah,
flying over my head?" Because they don't, you know, they don't have any
it's
technology.
yeah, it's not something that they're able to, like, you don't know what you don't know, right? So if you don't, it's essentially what it is. If you've
Right.
never seen anything, you can't understand what it is. Um, but yeah, we had our day walking around Machu Picchu. There was another, was it Huayna Picchu? There was
That sounds right.
another. So if you look at Machu Picchu from the sun gate, you've got Machu Picchu itself proper, right? And then off to, I guess it would maybe be the west, directly across. There was, if you look at it, it looks like a face. You've got the like the forehead, like a profile laying down, like I don't know what they called it, but I remember Eddie pointing that out. Um, I think it was up at maybe at the tip of the nose. There was another smaller version of Machu Picchu, but we're like not about to spend an hour hiking up. Like it was huge. I
Yeah, and it was
remember
crowded too.
we were contemplating it. It was another like $60 or something, and we
Yeah,
contemplated it. I don't regret not
I don't
going up
either.
there. It would have been cool to go up and check out, but at that point, I had learned enough about myself that if I was going to be uncomfortable, I wasn't going to enjoy it. So it was just a waste of time. Um, which is not, yeah, anyway. So walked around, checked out all these crazy structures and facades that these people built. um I don't remember. I don't know if, I mean, Eddie gave us a little bit of a tour, but we were more just kind of like free to go and do whatever we wanted to. I'm pretty sure is how we is kind of it's kind of what I preferred anyway.
Yeah,
um